Okay, so today we're going to continue our discussion on financial statements. By way of reviews, class, we said that there are fundamentally four important financial statements that we need to know, we need to be aware of. Okay, they are the, ano yung apat na yan, guys? Income statement, then balance sheet, then statement of cash flows, and then the statement of changes in shareholders' equity. Of course, not to be relegated to a lesser importance is the notes to the financial statements. Kasi yung mga notes, guys, important, they provide important information about the performance, about the status of the company they may be present in the financial statements, but they give light or give further explanation to the financial statements. So each of these financial statements have their own role. Okay, we may not be accountants, we might not really learn how to construct or to come up with these outputs because that's the role of an accountant. However, it's important, it's imperative that as business students, we have to know the information that we can derive from this. We have to know how to analyze this for various purposes. So it might be you would like to invest in a particular stock and you'd like to see the performance of this stock. And you'd like to know how this stock has fared over the years. So you look at the financial statements, income statement, the balance sheet, statement of cash flows. And we say that these financial statements have their own role. They provide their unique information about the company. So we said that the income statement tells us of the results of the operations of the firm over a particular period in time, while the balance sheet, on the other hand, tells us of the financial position of the company at a specific point in time. The cash flows, on the other hand, tells us of the sources and the uses of cash, where the cash came from, where cash flow were used, from the context of operating, investing, and financing activities. In this activity, in this file, we were already given the income statement and the balance sheet of the company. And we'd like to generate the statement of cash flows. So we began with this activity last time, and we said that there are three financial statements that we need to have in order to create our statement of cash flows. And these are the income statement of the current year, of the year that we're creating the cash flows, and then the balance sheet of the current year plus the balance sheet of the prior year. If we don't have these three documents, then we will not be able to create your statement of cash flows. So let's once again review what we have done so far. We said that in order to create your formal statement of cash flows, which can be found here, I'm sorry, I already provided the final statement of cash flows. It would have been good if we did this on our own, but never mind. I think you'll be able to create this given the three financial statements that I mentioned a while ago. So before we create the formal statement of cash flows, it's good, it's intuitive, and it's helpful to come up with your pro forma. Okay, so let's dissect the income statement and the balance sheet and see what happened to the activities of the company as regards these two financial statements. And then let's see how they affect cash flow from an operating, investing, and financing perspective. Okay, can you see the screen, guys?
Yes, boss.
Yes, sir.
Okay, better ba itong mas malaki yung font? Mas malaki yung size? Or okay yung kanina na? I think mas okay to, no? Okay, so let me just reduce the size of this a bit. Okay, so we said that cash flow statements come from three activities: operating, investing, and financing. So normally you start with the operating activity, which is the result of your operations, which is your net income after tax. So this can be easily obtained from the current income statement. Okay, that's why we need the income statement of the current year, because this is where the net income after tax will be coming from. Net income after tax of 2020. Now we know that cash flow, the net income after tax, is not equal to cash. Hindi cash yan. Ha? Kasi when we generated the net income after tax, there were non-cash items that were added to this or were subtracted from your income statement that led to the net income after tax. So in order to come up with this, may mga non-cash items na pumasok dun sa pag-compute niya. So what we need to do is to adjust this by, if there were non-cash items that were subtracted, then i-add back natin yon. Kung may mga non-cash items na dinagdag, we have to subtract that. So usually guys, ang nangyayari sa income statement, nababawasan niya ng expenses na depreciation and amortization. That's why we have to add that back in order to adjust your net income after tax and convert it to net cash flow. That links to what we mentioned last session, I mean. That's the reason why depreciation and amortization are singled out in some income statements, because this will be needed in the creation of your statement of cash flows. Okay, so we added back depreciation and amortization because we know that they are non-cash expenses. Okay, so we added back to net income after tax in order to convert your net income after tax to a cash flow. This is now your net cash flow. Okay, so the only item that we will be needing from the income statement of the current year will be your net income after tax and any adjustments that we will have to make for the net income after tax. And here it so happens that it is your depreciation and amortization, which we add back because, as I mentioned a while ago, it is subtracted from your sales in order to arrive at your net income after tax. So let me pause for a while. Is that explanation clear, guys? Okay ba so far? Kindly chat na lang, okay? Or unmute yourself. Clear ba so far? Yung first two items natin. Okay, very good, very good. Thank you so much, guys, for answering my queries. Okay, now we run down the balance sheet now and take a look at the accounts and see how they impact cash. Last meeting, we said that short-term investments in 2019, it was 3.6 and then it became 3.8. Okay, then we asked ourselves, what type of activity is this? Since short-term investments involve interest, and operations is not usually responsible for that. Okay, any investment or any borrowings which involves interest, that's the purview, that's the responsibility of financing. It's a financing activity. So we're not putting the short-term investment under operating, neither are we putting it under investing, since the generic rule is that any amount that involves interest will be classified under financing. Okay, so aside from determining the movement, the increase or decrease, we would like to determine whether it's an increase of cash or a decrease of cash. If it's a use of cash, then we should put it here as a negative sign. But if it's a source of cash, it should be placed here as a positive amount. Okay, the difference is 200. And we know that short-term investments increase from 3.6 to 3.8. Ergo, guys, this is a use of cash. Kasi nag-invest tayo eh. Naglabas tayo ng pera. Dati 3.6 lang naman yung kunyari, treasury bill. No? Whether it's a one-year treasury bill in the money market, nag-invest tayo. Dati 3.6, naging 3.8 yan. Ibig sabihin, dinagdagan natin investment natin ng 200. Gumamit tayo ng cash. So that's why we have here 200 negative under financing. Okay, pause ulit ako. Clear yan, guys? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. The rest, paki-chat niya, please. Sorry if I keep on asking kasi I just like to have the feel of the class kung naiintindihan. Huwag kayo mahihiya, sabi ko dati. Okay, thank you. Please don't hesitate to ask questions. Don't be ashamed to ask questions. Okay, thank you. Now let's go to accounts receivable. Ano yung variance? So it's 283,500 minus 270, okay? So 13,500, no? Yung difference. Okay, question. Yung accounts receivable, saan ba yan? Operating, investing, financing.
Operating.
Operating yan. No? Operations yan. Ba't ba nagkakaroon ng, ba't ba nakaka-generate ng accounts receivable? Nagbibenta, di ba? Yung benta, definitely, pagbebenta, account, ano yan, operating. Okay, the next question is this 13,500 a source of cash or a use of cash?
Source, sir.
Source of cash, okay? Source of cash. So dapat, positive, negative?
Positive.
Positive, okay. All right. So next, guys, inventories. Inventories, guys, ano nangyari? Parang wala nang sumasagot.
Sir, question ko lang.
Yes.
Sir, ba't negative pa rin po? Yung...
Di ba pag source of cash, negative, sorry, positive dapat. Ano? Okay, thank you. Okay. Inventories, guys.
Sir, negative ulit.
Ay!
Pinatanggal yung minus.
Ano ba yan? Ito na naman parang last session to, di ba? Okay. Inventories, guys.
Isa-subtract din po, sir.
Isa-subtract natin. Tapos, okay. Wala nang questions, guys? Nahiya na kayo magtanong.
Talaga yung inventory, sir.
Ano?
Negative pa rin. Ay, yung accounts receivable, negative pa rin.
Ay, negative pa rin.
Pero pag source of cash po, positive, di ba?
Oo. Oh, tama nga. No? Kasi mas nakabenta, di ba? Tama ba? Mas nakabenta kasi from 270, mas dumaming benta to 83,500.
Sir,
Yes?
is it because receivable pa lang siya dito sa cash?
So ayaw talaga ni Excel, guys, eh. Kahit anong tanggal ko yun, tinatanggal ko siya, bumabalik, oh. May automatic feature pala sa Excel, ano, na alam niya kung source of cash or use of cash.
Sir, can you click H29 po?
H29. I'll click H29, okay?
Okay, sir, never mind.
Oh, kinuha lang natin yung difference, no?
Yes, sir.
H29. Okay, ang answer, guys, okay, it's a use of cash. Napansin nyo, actually pwede naman tanggalin yun, pero hindi ko tinatanggal. Okay, bakit kaya use of cash siya? How do you generate accounts receivable? Yung accounts receivable, di ba, sa sales yan? So, siyempre, bibili ka ng raw materials, kung manufacturing, ipaprocess mo, nagiging work in process, tapos ibebenta mo, maraming cost yan. Cost to sell the goods, no? Cost to produce the goods. Diba? So, ginawa mo siya, binenta mo, na-receive mo na ba yung cash?
Hindi pa, sir.
Hindi pa, guys. Hindi pa natin nare-receive yung cash. So, since hindi pa natin nare-receive yung cash, gumamit tayo ng cash para gawin yun, pero hindi pa natin nare-receive, then that's a use of cash. Okay, so si accounts receivable, guys, from 270 naging 283.5, gumamit tayo ng cash na 13,500, kaya negative siya. Okay, clear yun? Lagyan natin dito, increase in STI, short-term investment, increase in AR. How about inventories, guys? From 135 to 141, saan to pupunta? Naalala niyo yung meaning ng inventories, guys?
Yung mga raw materials.
Yes. Okay, items yan. Pwede bang walang raw materials pwede bang walang raw materials, walang work in process yung inventory ng isang company?
Yes, sir.
Pag service
Paano?
po.
Sa
Yes.
pagka-merchandise.
Pag merchandising, kasi pag merchandising, bili lang sila, benta kagad. Bili, benta, bili, benta. It's trading or merchandising. So pag manufacturing, guys, usually tatlong levels ng inventory, as we said last time. They are the raw materials, work in process, and the finished goods. But if it's trading or merchandising, finished goods yung binibili, benta. Kaya yung mga nakikita nyo dyan guys sa Divisoria, for example, these are examples of trading business. By inventory sila, yung inventory nila, yung merchandise sila. Finished goods na yun. Kasi hindi naman sila bumibili ng raw materials tapos kino-convert nila into work in process and then eventually finished goods. Okay? So yung inventories, yung example natin dito, nag-increase into 6,750. Okay, so saan papasok siya? Operating, investing, financing.
Investing, sir.
Inventories, investing,
Operating, sir.
operating siya. Kasi part of part of operations. Okay? So it will fall under inventories. And is this a source of cash or a use of cash?
Source.
Use.
Source of cash.
Source of cash. So, okay, so positive, negative. Kung source of
Positive,
cash,
sir.
positive. Okay, so equal lang dito, no? Yan. Source of cash, 6,750.
Ay, use of cash, sir.
Okay, thank you. It's a use of cash kasi bumili tayong inventory, di ba? Dati 135 lang, ngayon naging 141. Ibig sabihin, bumili ng inventory, so it's a use of cash. Dahil lang ano ko yung digital pen na para makapag-notes din ako na magamit yung digital pen. Okay, clear so far guys? Any questions?
Sir, kailan siya magiging source of cash?
Okay.
Nalilito na.
Okay, sige, that's a good question, no? Kunyari yung accounts receivable, dati 200, tapos naging 150. Ano nangyari doon?
Bumaba yung...
Bumaba yung AR. Pag bumaba yung AR, ano ibig sabihin nun?
Ibig sabihin, sir, mas maraming pera.
Nakakolekta
Nakuha
tayo.
mo na yung pera.
Yun. Ano yun? Source of cash yun. Diba? Magbibigay ako ng rule mamaya. Si inventories, dati 200, naging 180. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Bumaba yung inventory, ibig sabihin, nakabenta tayo. No? Right? Pag nakabenta, ang
Mas daming pera.
logical conclusion nun, pumasok yung cash. Okay? So far clear. Thank you for those questions. Napaka-importante ng questions yan. And you know guys, don't kasi talagang sa simula medyo nakakalito to. But once inon natin yung rule, generalize natin yung rule, hindi nyo na kailangang isipin, no? So magiging madali na yan. Okay, so let's move on guys. Galing ko na itong inking natin. So let's move on. Okay, ito. Net fixed assets. Ano ba yung mga fixed assets natin? Ito yung equipment, pwedeng building, land, etc. No? These are long-term assets, physical assets that's used usually in the conduct of business, or pwede rin hindi. No? So these are long-term assets, property, plant, equipment. So where will this fall under? Will this be operating, investing, or financing?
Investing.
Okay, investing to. No? Si net fixed assets will be investing. Okay? Take note guys ano ibig sabihin ng net fixed assets? Kasi may difference yung fixed assets na gross tapos fixed assets na net. Ano ibig sabihin ng net fixed assets? Anyone?
Nabawasan na, sir, yung mga expenses.
Yeah. Anong expenses yun?
Mga
What in particular?
depreciations.
Yeah, okay.
Depreciations.
So ang net fixed assets, I'll put here. Ang net fixed assets, guys, di ba guys, ang fixed assets, FA, fixed assets, tapos gross, ano minus sa kanya para maging fixed assets na net? May minus sa kanya eh. Yes, it's your accumulated depreciation. Okay? Accumulated depreciation. Okay, itong accumulated depreciation, di ba? This is the repository of your depreciation every year. So dinadagdag natin dyan, kinocumulate natin yung depreciation. So from the fixed asset, yung gross, yung at cost, no? Yung kung magkano natin binili yung asset, binabawasan natin every year yan ng depreciation. Tapos meron din tayong account, at kung tawagin sa accounting natin yan is contra asset account, na laging kadikit yan ng fixed asset at cost para i-minus natin sa kanya para makuha natin yung net. So in this balance sheet, makikita natin na net fixed assets to. No? Hindi na pinakita yung gross, hindi pinakita yung accumulated depreciation, diretso na dito. Okay, remember that kasi mamaya it will have a bearing. Okay, ilan yung increase ng net fixed assets natin? So this minus this, nag-increase yung net fixed asset natin ng 15,750. Saan pupunta to, guys? Where will this fall under? Will it fall under operating, investing, or financing?
Investing.
Investing siya. Is it a use of cash or a source of cash?
Use of cash.
Use of cash. Kasi yung net fixed asset natin dati 350, naging 330. Ibig sabihin, bumili tayo. No? Bumili tayo ng fixed assets. So, use of cash yan. So, this is your increase in net fixed assets. Okay. Clear so far, guys? Clear so far?
Sir, question.
Yes.
Could you repeat again, sir, yung sa inventories, why it's
Okay.
yung 6,750?
Inventory natin nung 2020, 141, nung 2019, 135. So, ang margin niya, ang difference niya is 6,750. Minanus lang natin. Okay, yung inventory nung 2019, at the beginning of the year, 135 siya. At the end of the year, naging 141. Ibig sabihin, kumuha pa tayo ng inventory. Diba? Pag nag-increase yung inventory, paano tayo makakakuha ng inventory? Siyempre, bibili tayo. Diba? Bumili tayo ng worth 6,750 na inventory. Siyempre, pag bumili tayo, gumamit tayo ng cash. Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Tama. Okay. So, bumili tayo ng inventory. Siyempre, ang denomination yan, ang medium of exchange natin, pera. Okay? Medium of exchange, binigyan tayo ng item, binigyan natin sila ng pera. So, that's an increase of inventory by 6,750. It will fall under operating and it's a use of cash. Clear na yon, guys?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sige. Good. So, itong fixed assets naman will fall under investing. And nag-increase din siya, kaya gumamit tayo ng cash na 15,750. Okay, then we go here, guys. Accounts payable. Ano nangyari sa accounts payable, guys? 94. Anong difference siya? Difference is 4,500, no? Nag-increase siya from 90,000 to 94,500. Okay. Where will this fall under? Operating, investing, financing.
Financing, sir.
Okay. Accounts payable, pag nagkaka-accounts payable tayo, anong ibig sabihin nun, guys?
May utang kasi.
Anong inuutang natin? Accounts payable. Yan, guys. Accounts payable, 450. So will it fall under operating, investing, or financing?
Baka operating ba, sir?
Operating. Bakit?
Financing, sir.
Why do you think it's operating? Okay, may conflict tayo dito, no? Operating, investing, ano nga ba talaga? Okay, it has to do with the nature of accounts payable. Yung accounts payable, guys, ginagamit yan. Another name for that is trade payable. It's a parang facility given to you by your suppliers. So bibili ka kunyari ng item, ng finished goods, since siguro repeat customer ka naman, tapos maganda yung track record mo, bibigyan ka ng supplier ng credit terms. Kunyari, sige, bigyan kita ng utang na for 15 days, saka mo siya bayaran after 15 days. Okay, that's called an accounts payable. Okay, so saan siya papasok? Operating or investing or financing? Doon siya papasok sa operating. Kasi nag-generate ng accounts payable in the course of the business of the company. Kasi ang binibili natin dyan, kunyari, inventories. So dun siya papasok sa operating activity. Okay, ano nangyari? From 90,000 yung utang naging 94,500. Operating, is it a source of cash or a use of cash? Bumili tayo ng inventory worth 4,500. Source of cash or use of cash?
Source of cash, sir.
Source of cash. Okay, sigurado source of cash?
Use of cash, sir.
Use of cash?
Yes.
Okay. So use of cash, no?
Use of
So dapat positive, negative.
Negative, sir.
Negative, no? Negative. Okay, negative siya, no?
Tama nga.
Isip guys,
Tama.
isip.
Source of cash nga, sir.
Oo.
Kasi ginagamit mo yun para kumita ka pa, sir, ng parang nagdagdag ka pa ng inventory or something.
Nagdagdag ka ng inventory, binayaran mo na ba?
Hindi pa pala.
Hindi pa, di ba? Nasa iyo pa yung cash,
Pero
eh, di ba?
you can use the money, sir, to increase your
Yeah,
ano,
oo.
sir, parang your savings.
We're not, yeah, that's correct. We're not talking here about where else you can use the money. Ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, lumabas ba yung pera o pumasok yung pera, in a sense, no? Technically. Bumili tayo ng item, di ba? Yung pambayad natin ng 4-5, na kanino pa yon?
Nasa atin.
Nasa atin.
Is it still with the company or was it already given to the supplier?
Given to the supplier.
Hindi dapat accounts payable yun kung binigay na sa supplier.
With the company.
Hindi pa natin binabayaran, di ba? Right? Bumili tayo ng inventory, kunyari, worth 4,500. Binayaran na ba natin?
Hindi po, sir.
Hindi pa.
Yes.
Asan yung 4,500?
With all.
With us na, sir.
With us, no? With us. So nasa sa atin pa yung 4,500 nun. So parang, in a sense, that's a source of cash. Kasi we should have already dispatched the 4,500. But it's still with us, no? It's still with us. So that becomes technically a source of cash, yung 4,500 na yan. Okay? So I hope that's clear, guys. Mamaya, i-generalize natin yung rule, ano? Okay, how about this, guys? 47, accruals. Ano ba yung accruals? Ito yung mga prepayments. Okay? Accruals are expenses that have already been incurred but not yet paid. Okay? Kunyari, accrued utilities. Okay? Kunyari si Meralco. Si Meralco ba accruals yan? Accrued expense ba yan? Unless you're using yung bagong mechanism nila na prepaid. Bibili ka muna ng load. Okay? Tapos saka mo magagamit yung electricity. Kasi may ganung system eh. Pero usually, kunyari sa business natin, ginagamit natin yung kuryente, tapos magre-reading si Meralco, titingnan niya kung ilan yung kilowatt hours na nagamit natin, saka siya magbibigay ng bill para sasabihin niya sa atin kung ilan yung nagamit natin na kilowatt hours, tapos kung magkano yung babayaran natin. So that's what we mean by accruals. No? Na expense na natin, we have already incurred the expense, but we have not yet paid it. So when Meralco gives us a bill, let's say for 5,000 pesos, ibig sabihin nun, nagamit mo na yung power na yan. Used up mo na siya, nagamit mo na siya, pero hindi mo pabayad. Diba? So parang ito class, it can be pwedeng accrued utilities, to, pwedeng water bill, diba? Ang water bill, ganun din. Gagamitin muna natin, tapos magbibigay sila ng statement. Ibig sabihin, accrual yon. Nagamit na natin, na-expense na natin, hindi pa nabayaran. Dito magkano guys yung na-incur na na accrued na accrual? Oops, mali. It's equal to this one minus this one. So yung accrual natin 2,250. Okay? Nagamit na ba natin yung diyan, yung na-expense na natin? Yes. Nabayaran na ba? Nabayaran na, guys? Hindi pa. Asan yung cash?
Nasa atin.
Nasa atin pa. Okay? So where will that fall under? Operating, investing, financing. Accruals. Operating yan, guys. In the usual, in the regular course of business, yung mga accruals na yan eh. Okay? So operating siya, source of cash, use of cash.
Source of cash.
Ano no?
Source.
Source of cash. Parang accounts payable lang, di ba? So you're correct. It's a source of cash. Kasi nasa sa atin pa yung cash, hindi pa naman natin binabayad. No? Okay, next. Notes payable. Bigyan natin dito, increase in accounts payable, increase in accruals. Okay. How about notes payable, guys? Si notes payable, kontrata yan between you and the lending company. Parang nag-IOU ko niyan, I promise to pay this amount, ganyan-ganyan, with interest na ganyan-ganyan, no? Yun ang notes payable. May notes, parang may, in a sense, may contract siya. Okay, so where will that fall under? Si operations ba ang may ano nito, ang may pakana nito? Sila ba yung responsible na mag-umutang na ano, na may interest? Sino? Operating, investing, or financing? Remember guys, interest-bearing to, so saan siya papasok?
Operating.
Interest-bearing,
Financing,
financing.
sir.
Okay, financing siya. No? So kapag interest-bearing, basic rule lang yan. Pag interest-bearing, ibig sabihin yan, si financing ang ano yan, ang responsible for that. And it increased by this amount, no? It increased by 17,000. Okay, so ano to? Source of cash or use of cash? Financing.
Source.
Sir,
Source of
source.
cash.
Yeah, correct. Very good. Source siya kasi dati ang utang natin 9,000, naging 26 na. Ibig sabihin, humiram tayo niyan. Pag humiram tayo guys, siyempre, humiram tayo ng pera, nag-increase yung cash natin. Okay? So far clear guys? So once you get the logic behind guys, increase in, ano to? Increase in, sorry, should be here, increase in notes payable. Okay? So itong total lang to. How about long-term debt? Long-term debt guys, pwedeng bonds yan. So ang difference nito is 4,500. Okay. Saan papasok siya? Long-term debt, may interest ba yan o wala?
Sir, meron.
Meron.
sir.
So saan siya papasok?
Financing.
Financing.
Financing,
Okay, very
sir.
good. Very good. No? So nakukuha niyo na yung ano yung trick dito. So nagtaas siya, di ba? From 90 to 94.5. So source of cash or use of cash? Utang
Source.
na tumaas. Source yan. Source of cash. Okay? And then common stock, okay, kung sakaling nag-increase to, financing papasok yan, no? Okay. Si retained earnings, papasok ba natin to? Hindi, guys. Hindi sasama si retained earnings kasi saan siya kasama, guys? Si retained earnings, saan siya kasama dito? Sa mga items dito?
Sir, sa cash.
Sa cash, dito sa ano natin, sa pro forma na statement of cash flows. Saan dito nakasama na si retained earnings? Andito na siya guys, sa net income after tax. No? Nung generate natin yung net income after tax, okay, kasama na yung retained earnings dyan. Okay, so hindi na natin sinasama tong retained earnings dito. No? Okay, so common stock, wala naman difference. Okay, so lagyan natin zero, no? So wala lang siya. No? Walang change dito sa common stock. Okay, so totals na to. So yan na, no? Yan na tayo, guys. Now what we can do is we can now sum. Okay. Ano yung code, guys? Ano yung function natin kapag isa-sum natin itong column na to? Anong ilalagay nyo? Is equal to?
Equal to sum.
Equal to sum.
Okay, pwede yun, no? Pwede. Is equal to sum and then highlight nyo to. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Ayan. Tama yan, no? So what are you getting? Are you getting 72,838? 72,838 ba, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, pakichat nga kung pareho tayo. Kung if you're following, let me know kung you got 72,838.
Same, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, salamat. No? Guys, notice nyo, I'm deliberately not discussing this very fast kasi I know for many of you perhaps, unless you're using your cell phone to watch this discussion and then yung ba yung ginagawa nyo guys, Kasi parang pwede niyo yatang, can you use your cell phone to listen to this discussion?
Yes, sir.
Pwede, no? So maybe you can do that, cellphone habang nakikinig kayo ng lecture, tapos naka-open sa sa PC nyo or sa laptop nyo yung file na ginagamit natin. Or kung may dalawang laptops kayo, pwede rin sabay. Kasi mahirap kung pinapakinggan nyo ako dito, tapos yung Excel file hindi pa nakabukas, no? So that will be difficult. But guys, there's a shortcut, ha? Kung nasanay kayo sa sa Alt, kung ano lang naman guys, kunyari hanggang dito, no? Hanggang dito, wala na namang ibang numbers above that. Mas maganda guys kung tingnan nyo. What do you notice guys?
Auto selects.
Hindi ko tinype yung sum, ha? Ulit. Actually, isa lang yung tinype ko. Bali dalawang keys na nasabay-sabay. J36 to J45. Yung nga lang problema, no? Hindi siya, dapat J25 siya. Okay, so that will not work pala here kasi may breaks, no? So hindi siya pwede. So, muna yan. Balik. Muna tayo sa sum. Yung tinuro ko, it will not work pala. Alright, 72838. Okay, and then we can copy this. Sorry. Malikay, paki-silent lang, ha. Okay, then we can copy this to the right. Yan. Did you get the same answers, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, before we continue, guys, let's generalize now. Let's generalize now our rule in determining, yung may question kanina, nakakalito nga naman. That's correct. Nakakalito kung increase or decrease ba in cash yan. Okay? Yung source, kung operating, investing, financing, you have to understand. You have to know, guys, kung saan siya papasok, operating, investing, financing. Kasi kung magkamali tayo ng pagpasok dito, operating, investing, financing, mamamali na yung statement of cash flows natin. Kasi if you take a look at the statement of cash flows, nakalagay dito, cash flow used, cash flow, then open and close parenthesis used, kung negative, by financing activities. Ba't financing na to? Sorry. Naka-ano pala ako, so view. Sorry. Freeze pane, unfreeze. Freeze ko kasi kanina. Okay, so here you have, ito na yung pro forma statement of cash flows. So you have here cash flow provided by operating, cash flow used by cash flow provided or used by investing, and cash flow used by financing. Okay, so yung tatlong yun. That will, and then yung mga individual accounts. So makakatulong talaga itong yung pro forma natin. Kung ano nakalagay sa pro forma, ita-transfer lang natin dun sa statement of cash flows. So the statement of cash flows will now be just a matter of transferring the amounts and the specific changes. So back to my question. Ano yung general rule? So what's the general rule for determining whether it's a source of cash or a use of cash? So let's take a look at, simplify natin to. Actually, ang titinan nyo lang yung assets. Okay. Pag yung assets, guys, tumaas, so this is equal to, pag tumaas yung assets, that's a use of cash. Kaya notice nyo guys, yung mga asset side natin, lahat, yung mga tumataas, lahat yung use of cash. Kapag bumaba guys, syempre, opposite yan, is equal to source of cash. Okay? Now, opposite yan sa, kaya madaling tandaan to, kasi sa liabilities and equity. Pag nag-increase yung liabilities and equity, it will be a source of cash. So opposite siya, no? Opposite. Pag assets tumaas, use of cash. Pag liabilities tumaas, source of cash. Pag bumaba ito, it's a use of cash. So actually guys, ang kailangan nyo lang i-memorize ito. Pag alam nyo na to, okay, so yung opposite niyan, bumaba yung asset, source yan. Tapos yung pagtaas sa asset, saka sa pagtaas sa liability, mag-opposite siya. Opposite. So that answers our question now. Yan na yung general rule. No? If assets increase, then that's a use of cash. In fact, as I mentioned a while ago, that's the only rule that we need to understand, that we need to follow. Okay. So any questions dito guys sa ano natin, sa general rule in how to determine whether a change in an account is classified as a source of cash or a use of cash. Okay. Chat nga guys kung clear so far. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Yung iba guys, okay. Yan, that's very good. Very good. Salamat. Salamat. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's move on guys. Tingnan natin to. So yung operating natin, nagkaroon ng source of cash na 72,000. Si investing, nagka-use of cash na 15,750. Si financing, nagkaroon ng source of cash na 21. No? Okay. So ang net increase or decrease natin, lagyan natin dito, no? Net increase or decrease is just the sum of this. I-add natin itong tatlong to. Add natin tatlong yan. Okay. 78,650. Okay. So Houston, we have a problem. May problem tayo guys. Bakit? According to our balance sheet, 2250 lang yung increase in cash natin. So dapat guys, dapat 2250 to. Dapat nagmamatch yung net, kasi cash na to, di ba? Yung net na source or use of cash natin, dapat 2250 din to. Ang problema natin, 225, there's 78, ano yun? 78,650. Tapos ito, 2250. We have a problem. Overstated yung cash flow natin. Overstated tayo ng 76,400. So that's our problem class. Ano yung problem natin dito? Again guys, dapat nag-agree kung ano man yung makukuha natin na amount dito pag in-add natin si operating, investing, financing, dapat 2250 din to. 2250 lang din, 2250 lang to, guys. Sige, tingnan natin ha. Let's take a look at the balance sheet, at the income statement. May mga accounts pa ba dito? Kasi yung net income after tax, okay, that takes care of this. Okay? Taken care of na to, no? Itong mga items ito. In fact, pati depreciation and amortization, na-adjust na natin yun, na-add na natin to. Are there items in the net income after tax that we have not taken into consideration? Na may cash, may involvement ng cash? Meron, guys, meron. Asan dyan?
Interest expense, sir.
Interest expense, kasama ni interest expense. Na-accounted na yan dito. Bilang na yan. So kung lahat dito kasama, sino hindi kasama? Yung wala dito. Sino yung wala dito, guys?
Yung dividend, sir.
Yun,
Tsaka
ito.
yung retained
Ito guys, so ito, hindi pa natin ako-consider to, di ba? Ang dividends ba guys, usually, ang dividends, may cash involved ba yan?
Yes.
Yes, cash yan, no? Unless sinabing stock dividends, no? Pero itong assumption natin, cash dividend yan. So, naglabas, ano yan, source of cash or use of cash? Yung 43,300 na yan. Nakatanggap ba yung company ng cash o nagbigay sila ng cash?
Nagbigay.
Nagbigay. So, it's a use of cash, no? Eh, hindi pa natin na-account yan. So, dapat isama natin dito yan. Okay? Lagay natin dito. Dito lang sa dulo. Issuance of dividends. Magkano siya? 43,300. So, saan papasok yan, guys? Operating, investing, financing.
There's a financing.
Sa financing siya. Source of cash or use of cash?
Use of cash.
Use of cash, so that means negative siya. Yan. Ay, sorry. 43. Use of cash. Okay. Ayun. So, naging 35 na lang, ano? Kanina, 78 yan eh. Kaso, may discrepancy pa rin tayo, no? Dapat 250 lang. Bakit 35 pa rin yan? Magkano yung ano natin? Magkano yung discrepancy? How much is our discrepancy, guys?
Sir, 33,100.
33,100. So, minsan, ang mahirap niyan, saan natin hahanapin yan? Kasi dapat mahanap natin yan eh. Okay, may similar ba? May pareho? Guys?
Wala, sir.
33,100? Saan kaya ano yan? Saan kaya galing yan? Kasi, yan. Okay, Raf, thank you. Depreciation and amortization. Okay? Sobra tayo ng 33,100, di ba? Tama, guys?
Yes, sir.
Tama, di ba? Kasi lumalabas dito, ang net cash natin dito, net increase in cash is 35. Yung dapat lang na increase 2250. So, sobra tayo ng 33,100. Ano yun dito? Ito. Di ba? 33,100. So, ano gagawin natin dito?
Tatanggalin, sir.
Tatanggalin natin. Okay, tama. Tatanggalin natin. Pag tinanggal natin to, so I'll remove this, guys, ha? Pag tinanggal natin, ano na nangyari? Tama na. Tama? Tama na ba tayo, guys? Pareho na?
Parehas, sir.
Okay, sige. So review lang natin, ha. So yung cash flows natin, nagsisimula tayo sa net income after tax. So that's 53,238. Question, cash ba yung ano? Cash ba tong 53,238 na to? Cash ba to, guys?
Yes.
Ang net income after tax ba cash? Answer please. Ang net income after tax, is it cash?
No,
Yes,
sir.
No. Ang net income after tax is not equal to cash. So dapat, hindi cash flow to. So mali ito, guys, ha? So kailangan i-adjust natin to. Do we have an item here which we subtracted or added which is non-cash? Meron. Depreciation and amortization amounting to 33,100. Tama, guys? So what are we going to do with this 33,100? Ano gagawin natin dito, guys? What did we do with this one in order to arrive at the net income? Minus natin, di ba? So we have to add it back. Okay, add back natin. Yan, okay, na-add back na. Okay, so we're okay now, guys. So if we review, ay, sobra tayo ng 33,100. Guys, you see this? Sobra tayo ng 33,100. Ano kaya dito yan? Yun. Sumobra tayo ng ano, dinagdag natin si depreciation and amortization. So what do we have to do with this one, guys? Remove natin. Okay? Equal na siya. Tama na tayo. Okay, so review lang natin, guys. Si operating net income 53. Kaso si operating, guys, si net income, may mga binawas tayo dyan o dinagdag na non-cash. Example, depreciation. So, Depreciation natin, anong gagawin natin dyan? Add it back. Yan, in-add back natin. Okay na, no?
Sir, kaso hindi po magmamatch.
Ay,
pag
oo nga pala.
inadulot.
Nanonood siya ba ako, guys?
Opo, sir.
So, pabalik-balik na ako.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, binibiro ko lang kayo. So, I'm sounding like a broken record now. So, ibig sabihin nun, hindi ito, guys. Tama ito, dapat andyan yan. No? So, the mistake, guys, does not lie here. So, saan kaya yun? No? Saan kaya yun? Pero pareho 33,100 di ba? But it's wrong to delete this, guys. We should not delete this because this should be here. Remember, guys, sa pro forma natin ng statement of cash flows, magsisimula tayo sa net income after tax, then add back depreciation and amortization kasi anong rationale doon? These are non-cash expenses na binawas natin. So we have to adjust the net income after tax by adding this back in order to convert it into a cash flow. So wag na natin gagalawin yan. Lalagyan ko na ng yellow yan, ibig sabihin, untouchable na yan, guys. Ha? Untouchable. So saan dito? Okay, let me explain, guys. The problem lies with this one. Naalala yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, itong net fixed assets na to. Yung net fixed assets, yan ang problema natin. Kung ang binigay sa atin yung FA, fixed asset at cost or gross, wala tayong problema. I-compare lang natin yung fixed asset gross ng 2019 at saka 2020, tama na yung answer natin. Ang problema natin, guys, the details given here were in net. No? Net yung binigay. Okay, kaya, this will not give us the real investment in fixed assets. Okay, so let me teach you how to do that. So, ito muna, no? This one, we need to compute how much was the investment made. Okay? Ang gusto natin malaman, magkano ba talaga in-invest na na fixed assets? Kasi we cannot just subtract the two kasi we're looking at the net. No? Remember, guys, net to net. So, ang lesson dito, guys, pag binigyan kayo ng fixed assets, ang gamitin nyo para so that you are able to determine yung increase or decrease in your investment, in your fixed asset is the gross, yung at cost. Usually naman, guys, pinapakita yan. So you have your PPE, property, plant, and equipment, gross or at cost. Tapos you subtract your accumulated depreciation and then property, plant, and equipment, net. So what you use when you want to solve for this one, ito yung hinahanap natin, di ba? Yung increase or decrease. Do not use the net. Use the gross. The problem is we were given here the net. So meron tayong computation pa na gagawin bago natin makuha yung talagang increase ng fixed assets natin. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to compute for the fixed asset investment. Magkano ba talaga yung dinagdag na fixed asset? Ang information sa atin, fixed asset beginning, yung net, no? How much is the beginning, guys? Beginning, this is beginning, no? Magkano yung beginning na fixed assets natin? Net to, So this is fixed assets, comma, net, beginning. So how much, guys?
350.
Yung beginning natin is 315, no? Ito. So, that one. Okay, and then, acquisition. Magkano yung binili? Yun ang hindi natin alam. Okay, so we add acquisition, and then, how much was depreciation? Magkano yung, kasi binawas yan in order to arrive at the net, minus natin depreciation. How much was depreciation for 2020?
Yung difference, sir.
Okay, depreciation, andi dito yun sa ano natin, no? Okay, andito yun. Depreciation and amortization, 33,100. Wala naman tayong amortization, no? So this is solely depreciation. So ang depreciation natin is 33,100. Yan. Okay, clear so far, guys?
Yes, sir.
Tapos sometimes meron
Yes,
pa yan, okay, acquisition, and then meron pang, sometimes there's such a thing as, I forget the term, acquisition and disposal. No? Ibig sabihin binenta. May binenta ba na asset? Wala namang information na binigay sa atin, so this will be 0. Okay. So, ang information na kailangan natin, magkano ba yung fixed asset net beginning? Okay? Magkano yung in-acquire? Magkano ba yung binenta kung meron? Tsaka magkano yung depreciation? To arrive at your fixed asset net yung ending. Now, again guys, hindi natin sana kailangan to, no? Ito hindi na sana necessary kung ito guys, not needed na sana yan. Kung alam lang natin guys yung gross FA at cost. So 2020 kunyari, and then 2019 at cost, no guys, or gross. So kunyari dito 150, ito 180. 30 yung difference. Ito na guys, ito na yung talagang acquisition cost. Yan na talaga yung nadagdag. Ang problema, di ba sabi natin, net ang binigay sa atin. Net. So yung difference ng net guys, hindi yun yung binili. Okay, clear? Clear ba, guys? Hello, clear ba tayo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, kaya nga natin guys kailangan i-compute to. Okay, so let's model this first. How will we compute for the FA net end? It will be equal to beginning, ba? Plus, so kailangan natin gawin to guys ha, plus whatever the acquisition cost is, and then ima-minus natin kung magkano yung dinispose, tapos ima-minus natin si depreciation. That's how we get the ending. Sulat ko lang ha. Okay, so this is the formula, di ba? Beginning.
Sir,
Yes.
I went to the CR po kasi. Where did you get yung beginning po?
Beginning ito. Sorry. Ito yung beginning natin. Kasi ito net fixed
Okay.
assets, no? Ito yun.
Thank you, sir.
Ito, 315. No? Tapos ito yung ending natin. Which can be found also in our balance sheet. Ito. Yung balance sheet kasi natin, tama, ito na pala yung balance sheet, guys. Net yung binigay eh. Okay, so that's how we get your net fixed assets. Okay. By the way, guys, do you know how to name, do you know how to give names to cells?
No, sir.
No, sige. Turuan ko lang kayo ha, dagdag na konting kaalaman sa ito kasi, di ba itong 315, ano pangalan niya? What's the name of this cell? Si O34. Yeah, ito guys, ito yung name niya. O34. So all cells in Excel have a name. Yung generic name niya, makikita natin dito sa name box. Ang tawag dito name box. So here, I'm currently in this cell, that's U29, column U, row 29. Kita mo siya dito. Okay, so ito, so O34. Kaya nga O34 siya. Kaya nga guys, itong formula na to, ulitin ko to ha. Let me repeat this and then let me delete this. Okay. So how do we get the ending fixed asset net? Beginning plus whatever acquisition you have minus disposal minus depreciation. Okay? And then I write here, katabi niya is equal to formula text. So may function sa Excel na formula text. Okay. So ililink ko siya dito. para ibigay sa atin kung ano yung formula na yan. Yan. So maybe this is the first time you use a formula text is equal to O34 plus O35 minus O36 minus O37. Okay? Alright. Kaso, ito, napaka-generic nito, ano? Yung O34. Mas maganda guys, kung bigyan natin siya ng pangalan para mas kita natin yung formula. For example, ito. Ito 315, bigyan natin ng FA net beginning. Ang problema sa Excel guys, if you're going to give this a name, a different name aside from O34, dapat yung name niya, dapat isang word lang. So baguhin natin to, lagyan natin ng underscore. F.anet dot beginning. Okay, so isang character na lang to, no? FA underscore net underscore beginning. Ito isang character lang, acquisition, disposal is 1, depreciation is 1. Ito baguhin natin. So we make this FA underscore net underscore n. Okay. So I want now that these cells, ito, instead of having this name na G32, instead of having this name na O34, gusto ko ang pangalan niya, yung katabi niya dito. So I'm going to give this cell, itong 315, a name, and the name is FA net beginning. So how do we do this? Okay, are you ready guys to follow? Have you changed these cells? Para if you want to follow guys, gawin nyo na muna yan, FA underscore net underscore beginning. Ang gagawin natin guys, itong mga pangalan dito nakatabi ng cells, yun ang ipapangalan natin sa mga cells na to. Okay? Sige, let's do that. Highlight. Okay. Do you see now this dialog box? This dialog box hovering here? Kita nyo ba guys? Class, kita nyo to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how did I generate this? Ulitin ko ah. So you have to highlight guys, highlight your cells. And then okay. Automatic lumabas, no? Automatic. So if you're using Windows, okay, highlight to, and then Control Shift F3. So press at the same time Control Shift F3. If you're Mac, I think it's Command Shift F3. Sino yung Mac users dito? May mga Mac users ba?
Ako po, sir.
Anong Command Shift F3 ba? Or Command Function F3?
Yes po.
Did you try? So Windows, Control plus Shift plus F3. Sa Mac, command ba, guys? Command plus, I'm not sure, no? Command plus,
F3 rin po.
command plus function. Command function F3. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. No? Command plus function plus F3. Yan. So this is our keyboard shortcut. Okay, so if I highlight this, Control Shift F3 sa Mac, Command Shift F3. Okay, sabi dito, create names from selection. So Excel usually guesses right. Sabi niya, ang pangalan ng mga the position of these names are in the left column. So tama ito. Kasi yung mga pangalan natin nasa left column. Yan. Okay? So okay. All right, now let's see. Anong pangalan nito? Okay, can you see this one guys? Ito. So name box, ayun no. Ito na yung mga pangalan ng cell natin. Ito. If I click here, it's now called FA net. Okay, FA net beginning. Kung ano yung linagay natin dito. This one is now acquisition. This one is now disposal, depreciation, and this now FA net end. Okay. So if I type this formula is equal to this, tingnan nyo guys, nabago na yung pangalan, no? Hindi na generic, plus acquisition minus disposal minus depreciation. Okay. Ay, sorry. This should be is equal to formula text. Okay, hindi lumalabas yung sa ano, no? Is equal to, dapat dito. Is equal to this plus acquisition minus disposal minus depreciation. Okay. There you go. Okay, clear so far, guys? Any questions? Any questions, guys?
None, sir.
None. Okay, so sulat ko lang ah. Quickly, let's now solve this. So, di ba yung formula natin? FA net ending is equal to FA net beginning plus acquisition minus disposal minus depreciation. So, madali na to. Kasi ito yung sinasolve natin. Therefore, our acquisition will now be equal to FA net end minus FA net beginning, tama ba? Plus your disposal plus your depreciation. Okay, so that will now be our formula. Okay? So, kung isolve natin dito, lagyan natin dito ko ilalagay, no? FA, the acquisition will be equal to FA net end. Ano yung ending natin ng fixed asset net? FA net end is how much? FA net end is how much, guys? 330. Tama? Minus yung yung formula natin, minus the beginning FA net. FA net beginning is 315 minus disposal, which is 0, wala naman tayong disposal, minus depreciation, which is depreciation natin is this one, 33,100. Yan. Okay, so ang acquisition pala, guys, kaya negative siya kasi bumili tayo, no? It's actually 17,350. No? 17,350, hindi siya, yung ginawa kasi natin, hindi siya 15,750. Tama ba yung formula natin? F32 fixed asset ending minus beginning minus disposal minus depreciation. Ay, balik tayo dito. Ang depreciation dapat natin negative kasi in depreciation, no? Okay. 48,850. Okay, explain ko, guys, ha. Itong net beginning at saka net ending, mga positive to. Acquisition, medyo nagkakalituhan na tayo dito sa sign natin, ano? Depreciation is negative, disposal is negative, acquisition should be positive. Okay, so a better way to do this, guys, is this one. Pakita ko lang sa inyo kung ano mas magandang gawin, ha? Okay, so iset up muna natin to. Okay, so this is the better way to do this in Excel. So, do you have this? Do you have this box already, guys? Ito. Make sure you have this. Okay. So beginning is 315. Acquisition, ito yung susunod natin. Disposal, 0 siya. Depreciation natin is 33,100. And ending is 2819,900. Ito yung lumalabas, guys. So mali ito, di ba? Mali ito. Dapat siya, how much should be your ending? It should be 33,750. So ang tanong, guys, ano dapat yung acquisition natin para 330750 yung ending? That's the question now. So I can experiment here. Ang ano ba, ang acquisition ba 10,000? Kung 10,000, guys, kulang pa. Mali, no? Kasi dapat 33750. Is it 20,000? Mali pa rin. So pwede tayo we can do pwede tayo mag-trial and error dyan, kaso matagal yun. So any suggestion, guys? Quick way to solve this. Dapat mahanap natin to para yung ending nito dapat 33750. Any suggestion? Any quick way in Excel to do this? 330 minus, okay? Okay. Pwede rin yan. Kunin natin difference. So the difference between this is, so sabi ni Mad, kunin natin difference ng 330, 750 at saka 281. Okay? Ang difference kasi nila is this minus this, okay, 48,850. So dapat 48,850 to. Okay. That's correct, no? So kung gawin natin 48,850 to, so tama na, 33750. Okay? That's one way, guys. Pero I'd like you to know another way para ma-enhance yung skill set nyo sa Excel. Okay. So, ang gagamitin natin, guys, si data. Punta kayo sa data. Tapos, do you see this, guys? Makikita nyo ba yung what if analysis na to?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so under what if analysis, you have this goal seek. Yan. You have goal seek. Okay, so we can use this. So tingnan nyo, guys, 3 parameters to, no? 3 parameters needed. Yung dalawa, may spreadsheet icon. Unfortunately, hindi napapalaki tong ano eh. Hindi napapalaki tong tong size na to. So set cell. What do we want to set, guys? What do we want to set? We want to set yung FA net ending. Okay? To what value? Anong value natin siya gusto maging guys? 330,750. Dapat 330,750 yan. No? Okay, so we want it to be 330,750 by changing what cell? Ano yung babaguhin niya na cell? Ano ba yung sinusolve natin?
Acquisition.
Yung acquisition, yan. Notice, guys, yung mga may spreadsheet icon, it should be linked to your model. Yung wala, guys, it should be type 310. Okay, baka may question? Yeah, correct. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. No? Tama. No? That should be 48,850. But what I'm showing you now is a different way to do this. Okay? It's what we call goal seek. So again, let me repeat. 3 parameters to. Set cell to value by changing cells. Yung dalawang may spreadsheet icon dito, dapat nakalink yan sa model natin. So you have to create your model first. Okay? Set cell, this one, 281,900. To what value? Ita-type ko 33750 by changing what cell? Ililink ko dito sa acquisition. 035. Okay? And then, ano ko nga, Control Shift print screen para ma-print ko to. Then okay. Ayan. Tingnan nyo, guys, ha? 48,850 control V. Ay, hindi. Mali, mali. So, ulitin ko Uh, data, what if analysis, goal seek, set cell, we want this one to be equal to 330750. What value? By changing this cell. Control Alt print screen. Bakit na? And then i-okay ko. Yan. Ayan, okay. So I just copied the goal seek window para guided kayo. Yan. Okay. Set cell, this one, to what value? 33750 by changing this cell. So, yung acquisition guys, yung investment sa fixed asset is 48,850. No? It was not 15,750. Okay, so we have to change this one. I-link natin to negative, i-link na natin dito. Negative acquisition. Enter. Okay. So pinalitan natin guys yung increase in fixed assets. So dapat hindi to net fixed assets. Increase in fixed assets. So this was the amount that was invested by the company, hindi yung 15 kanina. Now let's see guys, what happened? Yun. Okay. Sige, pause muna ako guys. Let me give you time to catch up. Any questions? Any clarifications?
Answer.
Okay, clear. Maganda guys yung goal seek, lalo na pag medyo complex yung process, but you have to set up your model first. Tapos dapat alam niyo kung ano yung pinapasolve. No? Okay, clear? Alright. So, sabi natin, ang acquisition talaga, ang binili ng company is 48,850. So that answers everything guys. So tama na. No? Ang net increases natin for operating, investing, financing is 2,250, which agrees with the 2,250 change in cash. Yan, 2,250. Okay, with that guys, we're now ready to set up our statement of cash flows. Okay, so let's do this. So, pipick upin na lang naman natin dito yan, no? Tanggalin ko na yung so net income after tax, add depreciation and amortization. Then we can, sorry lagyan natin to ng, baba ko lang siya ng isa. We can give this a name, net cash flow. Our net cash flow is, it's the sum. No? Bakit siya dapat ang numbers na right align? Okay. Then from here guys, kasama sa operating yung changes in working capital. So we have first, ano yung working capital natin? When you say working capital, pag sinabing working capital, what does that mean, guys? Did you learn that in accounting? The term working capital refers to generally it refers to your current assets and current liabilities. Yeah, tama. Thank you. Yeah, you're correct. Josh, tama ka. It's your current assets and your current liabilities. If you'd like to find out the amount, it's your current assets minus your current liabilities. So here we're taking a look at the changes in your working capital. Ito kasi yun, di ba? Okay? So yung operating natin, ito siya. So titingnan niyan, we're going to look at our operating. So increase in AR natin, it's equal to 13,500. It's negative kasi use of cash yan. Inventories equal to this amount. Okay. Increase in accounts payable, it's equal to 4,500. And isa pa, increase in accruals. Yeah. So these are your working capital accounts. Ito, pwede natin ilagay dito. Tapos ito, let's sum this up. Okay. So therefore, ang net natin dito is just the sum okay 72,838. That's our cash flow provided by operating activities. Okay, and then guys, cash flow used. Used kasi use of cash, no? Isa lang naman sa investing natin, no? Just one, itong 48,850. So isa lang siya dito. So notice tatlo lang dito guys, no? Operating, investing, and then financing. Sa financing natin, ilan yung short-term investments? $2,000. So lahat dito, no? Notes payable, increase, so source siya. And then increase in long-term debt, 4,500. Tama ba? And then, ano pa? Dividends paid, ay may kulang. 1, 2, 3, tama. 1, 2, 3. And then dividends paid, this is equal to 43. So we have now yung financing. Sum ng okay. So this now accounts for our three activities. Operating. So this is net cash provided. Provided kasi positive, no? By operating activities. Net cash used by investing activities. Net cash used by financing activities. So our net increase in cash is just the sum of all these three activities. And we know that that's be 2250. Yan. Tapos magkano yung cash natin at the beginning of the year? At the beginning of the year, our cash was 45,000. So if we add this sum, 47,250, which matches exactly yung cash balance ending, 47,250. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
Where did you get 45,000?
45,000. Oh, sige. Thank you for that question.
Thank you, sir.
So, ang 45,000 natin, ito, nasa balance sheet siya. Ito. Cash, how much was cash at the beginning of the year? 45,000. Can you see this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, doon natin nakuha. Okay. Ano pa, guys? May mga questions pa? Okay. Yes?
Ano po ulit ako yung acquisition ng fixed assets?
Ano nakuha? Acquisition?
Yes, sir.
Ito, di ba? Sinet up natin. So, let me repeat this. No? So, as I said, guys, kunyari sa balance sheet, binigay sa inyo yung gross, yung fixed asset gross or yung cost, yun ang gamitin nyo. No? Yun ang i-minus nyo kasi kung ano man yung value doon, yun na yun. Ang problem natin, net yung binigay sa atin, so we have to really compute first for the acquisition. So how do you compute for the acquisition? The best, one of the way to do that is, i-set up natin yung galaw. No? So net muna beginning, meron tayong information na yan. Acquisition, hindi natin alam. Disposal, kung merong information na sinabing nagbenta ng asset, ng fixed asset, ilalagay natin dito yon. Tapos yung depreciation for the year, meron din tayo niyan. So, given these accounts, makukuha natin yung fixed asset net, okay, in the end, which we know. Alam natin yung fixed asset net at the end is 330,750. No? Okay? So, nung wala to, ito yung lumalabas. No? Ito lang naman yung unknown dito. And we know that it should be 330,750. So, yung difference na to is 48,850. So, we know that this should be 48,850. 48,850. Okay. So, tama na, no? Pareho na yung ending na 33750. And then, I just showed you how to do this using goal seek. Okay? Kasi pag mas complex yung ano guys, mas complex yung model, mas maganda ginagamit yung goal seek. Okay. So, we did goal seek. We set cell ito equal to 33,750 kasi that should be the balance, ending balance. And then by changing yung acquisition. So we're able to get, if we do this, makukuha natin to na 48,850. So yun ang yung acquisition. Yun ang ilalagay natin dito sa pro forma natin. Okay? So when we did that, guys, you can see that tama na yung balance natin. Okay? Okay, sige. Sige. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you for that question. It's already time. So, yung mga na-late guys, paki-ano na lang, paki-stay na lang.